in the progression, as the light progresses, over here is high energy, and over here is low energy, and it starts becoming more debased, more towards civilization. Here is the fourth house is the end of your journey, of the individual journey. And this point here is the end, is the final energy of you before you join civilization with Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Scorpio is end of your civilization, self, going into your spiritual self, which ends in Pisces. And Aries is the beginning again of your individual self. Individual ends at Cancer. And your energy ends at the heart of the crab. This is the beehive cluster. And as it progresses more towards society, this is you. This is the point where you finish school and you have the most potential in life. Here is where you enter into society and you realize just how tough the world is. Okay, you're supposed to give out resources, you give yourself here. You give yourself to society by putting yourself to work. And then you become the servant of society. And then that's when you develop your rules of your life, of how society should be. This is the rules of how society should be. And then this is you choosing to say, you know what, I'll stay in society, or I'll become more spiritual. Sirius becomes the star heralding the rise of the dog, the canine, the canine, the canine. Canine is, the German no is 9, and ka is the Egyptian word for the soul in the body. So K9 is considered no soul. This is no soul. Sirius. One version of it. One version of this is no soul. This is the lowest part. As your duality starts progressing, this is where Sirius is. No soul. If you choose instead to be the bearer, then you have the 7 sages here working in your favor. Whereas here, you're by yourself. This is you thinking only of you. And in that duality, this is where the end of you is. Okay, this is where the end of your potential is. You can either, from here, from the duality, you choose either this direction, or you come here and you go towards the bear. Or you just go here, and then you start thinking of yourself in torment and toil. Starting from the head, and you work your way down the system till you become a part of the system, a deep part of the system. Here you can get out of the system because you're still at the head. You're at the head of your decisions. Whereas when it goes towards the body, goes towards the tail, this is where you have your 401k. This is where you have your insurance payments you have to make, all that kind of stuff. Your mortgage, all that kind of stuff. All is in here. Instead of keeping it simple with your spiritual path, knowing what you got to do and doing it. This is where you shine. Just getting out of school, this is where your knowledge becomes your most important resource. And then over here becomes you working with those resources, implementing those resources, molding you into society. Remember, this is the 6th house. This is Mercury's domain. This is where Spica, I'll choose Spica here. This is where your shine is your seed. This is where the seed meets the earth, meets the world, meets problems, meets difficulties, meets strife. Okay, you keep yourself as the virgin here. Here is your shine must stay pure as the virgin, male and female. And then your practices here, your practices become your principles, your rules. Okay, now do you follow those principles? That's this part here. This is what Ophiuchus is wrestling with. This is the serpent. This is this. Okay, this is the snake untamed. This is you struggling with those decisions, with the world that we live in, which is represented by this creature, Hydra. All right, back to Sirius. So, in the progression of your life, before you reach the end of school, your teenage years, here you have the chance. You're playing games, you're playing sports, you're learning everything you can about life. That's under the dome, progressing you towards your emotional fulfillment of your achievement, of your achievement in education. But in this time period, if they keep you lower vibrations, you're this lonely star right here. You are given fantasies to reach this point. And at this point, all you're chasing are rabbits. You're chasing music, advertisements. You're chasing even the opposite sex. You're chasing everything you can in order to stay hunting. You're hunting out here. They want to keep you as lower vibrational rather than something spiritual up here. Something that roams with authority. You're not roaming with authority here. As a dog, you're part of a pack, even though you're by yourself here. Now, you're by yourself because you are companion to these stars right here. This imagery. In Greek mythology, there is a story. Hercules, upon his death, was given the chance to join the pantheon of Olympians. But in order to do that, he was told he couldn't take his dog with him. Well, he refused. His dog was his loyal companion throughout his entire life. And he had every intention to bring him with him, to bring him along to the afterlife. Well, because he refused, he actually passed the last test. They said, you passed, you can enter Mount Olympus, and you can bring your dog with you. So this is the connection that these two have, that they're telling you. These stars here, this constellation here, this constellation right here is the most recognizable constellation in the sky. No matter where you are in this world, you can see the Big Dipper, you can see Pleiades, you can see Leo, but this one here is just in your face every time you go out there. I grew up in an area with light pollution. This constellation was in my sights for over 40 years. Over 40 years, I looked at this constellation. And I was told about this combination with Sirius right there. How the two are pretty much a pair. You find one, you use this to find this. And that's important imagery growing up. It took a long time to break this. And I won't reveal that here, but I know why. But the point is that they educate you. The schooling, you are schooled into thinking about these two right here. Because Sirius, as a derivative, is either source or resource. You're told it's a source. It's a source of light. It's a lone star. It's separate from this group of stars. All of these are part of a constellation, but this here is by itself. You really can't see these other stars here under normal light pollution conditions, which is a contradiction in terms, but here you are considering this as a source, but they think of it. Once they put you here, You don't become a source. You become a resource. Your schooling tells you everything you know, and you are nothing more than what you are told. You are nothing more in this world than what you are told, unless you grow up, have experience, and you start putting things together. And some people in this life are here to tell the young there is a different system out there. There is something more out there. And if no one tells you that, you're going to be forever what you're first told. So once you plug yourself into this system, into this, you become a resource. You are schooled into thinking certain things because they tell you what you're going to know so that they know who you are. They tell you what you're going to know so that they can know who you are, so that they will know who you are, so that you're always going to become what they think you are. They're going to know you that way. And until you break away and start looking in other directions besides at this star, I never would have found Fomalhaut without Levette's help, without her giving that gift to those who don't know. Those of her generation and younger never would have known this. I was searching, and my search found her, but until she said it, I never would have known it. So let's continue. You want to know how deep this goes? I'll tell you how deep this goes. Canis Major follows Orion into heaven because they want us to think we are the hero. We are the free will. We are the Zeus of our life. And we have a dog that goes with us. We have a companion. This is our soul. That's what they want us to think. When instead, you're supposed to be thinking, what if they were Orion and we were here? Where's the proof of this? Well, look at this. Back to this page. Here you have the nakshatras. As proof, first pada, second pada, third pada, fourth pada. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. The fish. Okay? Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is Pisces. Okay? Here's Aries. This is Pisces. They assigned the Sirius as the dog here. Ardra is this entire thing. This is the last part. It begins here in Betelgeuse, and it pretty much ends under Sirius. At Sirius. Just before Sirius, actually. Now, want to see a secret? Let's see if you can understand why this is Pisces with the dog here, with the Canis Major as the dog right here. Let's see if you can figure this out. Here we go.
This is Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And the Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. That word fish, let's go to it in a blue letter. Dag, which means fish. Now the Hebrew word for fish, as it says, Strong's H1709, dag. The Hebrew word for fish is dag, which you have the Hebrew character da, and you have the Hebrew character ga. So the Hebrew word for fish is dag. Once again, the quick Hebrew word fish or dag.